Let's talk a little bit about, from your perspective as an agency person working with clients, what is the state of streaming today?
Great question. I think Sean set it up very well just then with some great stats. And I think we've come a long way in the last year from a data access, data sharing, usability standpoint. But I think there's still some blind spots we're seeing where when it comes to sort of brands trying to quantify the value of how they control delivery and optimize their campaigns, there's still some areas that we don't have access to, and it's still sort of halting some of that. And I think they're the similar areas that are also sort of pissing off consumers from a frequency management, from a delivery standpoint too. So I think definitely coming a long way, heading in the right direction, still got some work to do.
Okay, good, because all of those things are things I'm going to bug them about in about 5 minutes.
Perfect.
The word standardization gets used a lot. So does collaboration, and so does interoperability, and it makes me crazy. So I thought maybe for you, can you talk to me about what you would like to see standardized? What would make your life easier and better?
That's a big question, to your point. I think there's a couple of different ways we can look at that. And standardization, if I'm a brand trying to activate a campaign, for that, it means I've got an initiative to push and I'm working with 5 partners. I need to be able to collaborate from an objective standpoint with those 5 in a consistent way.
Okay, collaborate with those 5 in a consistent way.
Exactly. I don't want to have to plan this campaign here, this campaign here, this campaign here, because it's one initiative if I'm the brand pushing it. That's kind of the macro view. I think on a more micro view, consistency from a buying standpoint, I'm heavy on the programmatic side. We execute a lot of our streaming buys programmatically from a guaranteed standpoint too. It's consistency in the data we're seeing. I think, like I said, we've done a lot of good work to access that data and have it coming through. Kind of at a point though where a lot of it doesn't make any sense right now. So we need
the data doesn't make any sense?
Yeah.
Please explain.
We need some more uniformity, I think. Like I said, definitely heading in the direction and getting a lot of that coming through, but it's something where even some of these fields that should be pretty straightforward, genre, what are we buying? The way it's classified is very different partner to partner. So if we're executing this programmatically and we're pulling a report, it doesn't really make a lot of sense right now.
I was going to say, how do you do any kind of unified reporting?
Takes a lot of mapping, which just sort of is unnecessary.
You're doing a lookup table that M equals Monday equals MON equals...
Exactly. And for such a sort of sophisticated way of buying we're heading into, it's almost ridiculous that we're having to do that still.
Okay, so in some ways, it's as simple as nomenclature standardization. Which I wrote this blog post like a million years ago when I was at Exchanger called Garbage In, Garbage Out, where I'm such a nerd, where I advocated for basically nomenclature. And how messy it is when you have inconsistent nomenclature from a buying and insights and a measurement standpoint. And you're essentially saying, yes, Joanna, we want that.
100%. I think the more consistency we can have there, the more we can optimize, the more we can work with our partners and tell them what is and is not working as well. The happier our clients and brands are too, which is always a win.
Totally. What are you doing about it? I mean, are you
Great question.
Now I'm kind of like, wow, well, I would make like a big list in an Excel spreadsheet and send it to all my partners and be like, can you all just call Monday M?
Potentially, yeah. I think
what are you guys
collaborating with the partners is also using the different supply partners we have, DSPs, SSPs, to help us mitigate some of that. So we're definitely working through it, and I think there's a couple of different ways. It's either on the buyer to get this big mapping document up that's working, or it's on the standardization across the board, where I think some of the updates to the RTB specs are helping with that. But it's not completely there yet. So I think it's a marathon, not a sprint, and it's definitely getting consistently better. We just need to head towards that more uniform way of processing it.
Who do you think can drive that?
It's a great question, everyone in this room. I think both buy side, sell side, but I think it's just sort of industry-wide. It kind of ties back into that standardization around everything in streaming, brand safety, suitability. We just need more sort of set protocol to be able to activate this way.
Okay, so in this sense, we're talking about standardization with sort of a small s that literally just makes operationally your job simpler and the kind of output, inputs and outputs, just cleaner.
It is, but I think it's the fundamental layer that levels everything up.
Yep.
Because when it comes to it, at the end of the day, the brands we work with care about return on investment. They
Yep.
care about CRM growth, competitive conquesting. And if we can't sort of translate what we're doing from a day-to-day media control, delivery, optimization standpoint, we can never kind of get that to that piece where we're proving out the business objectives and driving forward.
So I'm switching gears slightly. You were talking earlier. So I'm a programmatic person, right? And so my dream was always to sort of I log into a platform,
Yeah.
and in the platform I can do all the things that I want to do. What does that look like for you as a programmatic person in the streaming space?
Yep.
Are you able to log into a platform, or is it like 15 platforms?
Not 15, it's 2 or 3. I think.
Okay, 2 or 3 is not terrible.
Exactly. I don't think we're ever going to get around the fragmentation happening, but I definitely think there's consolidation benefits where it can be minimized a lot so it's not 15.
Yeah.
And I think it's happening already. Like that's a lot of the progress that has been made over the last couple of years, both from sort of a way inventory is being sold, but also the way sort of we as a whole are approaching the upfronts. We want to be able to access inventory in a way we can buy or understand what we're buying in a consolidated way.
Okay. So talk to me a tiny bit then about how, like, what are the sort of big things that you're taking to the upfronts this year as areas of focus?
I think a lot of it's partnership on more than just rates.
Okay.
And it's everything. It's stemming to what can we do in the clean room space to really partner together and kind of how do we as a joint partnership navigate around the roadblocks we have and find a solution to make it work. And it's sort of all throughout the deal terms. How do we actually want to get this set up so that it's mutually beneficial for both parties and we're able to provide the data we need at the cadence we need to our clients to make those optimizations.
Okay, so partnership more than rates. Are your clients ready for that, or are they still very rate driven?
A bit of both. I think rates are always important, obviously, but I think the more we can provide insight into the value from a business objective, the less that face value price is a sticker shock sometimes. And I think Field yesterday was kind of talking about YouTube, Facebook being easy, and they are. And I think that's where in the streaming world, we need everything from a measurement buying to come together so that we can prove out that the value's actually worth it.
Yeah.
Clients know it is, it's sort of, they're buying streaming, but I think we're not at that point yet where it's able to be proven out not going to be perfect, proven out in a way that can, in a granular way, we can say this part worked, that part didn't. Let's optimize towards this, even within the same partner.
It is true. It is so frustrating that so much money goes to Google and Facebook because, I mean, it's a couple things. I think a big reason is that the measurement is bad, and things like last touch attribution allow them to make billions and billions and billions of dollars. But I also think they make it very easy.
Exactly.
So this is like just a naked plea to everyone in this room to figure out how to make it easy. I am not saying that they are your competitors per se, but the growth would accelerate. More dramatically if you could make Georgina's life easier, I think.
Definitely. I think it would be a much better world to evaluate multiple different streaming partners as opposed to one because we know what we can get there and then the rest is YouTube and TikTok.
No, you're right. Yeah. So you're climbing up a steep hill still.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think clients, again, they understand that there is value there. It's just a lot harder to quantify it.
Yeah.
I think the day we can start quantifying it better is when it really will sort of open the gates up a lot more to be able to prove out the value at the granular level of partners and specifics on the buy.
Okay, right on. So in my next conversation with a bunch of your partners, I would say, I'm going to bug them about fragmentation. I'm going to bug them about measurement. I'm going to bug them about reach and frequency. I'm going to bug them about audience standardization.
Yep.
What am I missing?
Syndication murkiness.
Syndication murkiness.
Yeah.
Please explain.
I think it's
in 24 seconds.
In 24 seconds, when we're buying through MVPDs, if we don't have the transparency into what we're buying, I think it was brought up yesterday as well around sort of multiple ads showing up in the same TV show or ad pod because it's sold through different players. So I think it's still a problem that it's just sort of somewhat accepted problem that shouldn't be accepted.
I love that. Thank you, actually.
So yeah, get them to fix that one
I
too.
will bug them on that one also.
Perfect.
You've set me up brilliantly. Georgina,
thank
thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.